And today I am going to talk about chapters 9 to let's see. I'm going to talk about chapters 9 to 11 in Stand Up Yumi Chung by Jessica Kim. So this is a really popular book. I hope that you enjoy these 3 chapters, and let's dive in. But first, I want to make a big update. I borrowed Make a Move Sunny Park, which is Jessica Kim's next book. And I borrowed the Kindle version of it and I uploaded it onto my Kindle. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. In my opinion, the Make a Move Sunny Park is more than perfect. It exceeded my expectations, and if I have to say something, I thought that Make a Move Sunny Park was better than Stand Up Yumi Chung. I mean, Make a Move Sunny Park was awesome. It was released this August 2023, and I really recommend it. So currently, I'm also going to start a playlist about Make a Move Sunny Park. Unfortunately, currently, I buy some books at my local bookstore. I bought this book at my local bookstore, but my local bookstore does not have Make a Move Sunny Park yet on its shelves, and because of it, so far I haven't been able to get it, but I'm going to get it soon. Anyway, let's start with Stand Up Yumi Chung, Chapter 9. So, we just ended with, Yumi deciding to keep going to the Haha Club. Now, what did you think about that decision? Do you think that Yumi should do this or not? Well, morally, it isn't right, but at the same time, she is pursuing what she wants to pursue, and she's pursuing her passion. So, are you pursuing your passion in your opinion? And do you think that your parents or whoever manages that type of stuff, do you think that they're doing a good job of supporting you? What do you think? So, if you had been Yumi, would you be really guilty about, pretending to be Kei Nakamura? Or would you just be like, who cares? I'm totally fine. How would you feel like? And then Jasmine Jasper says that they're going to perform a special stand-up showcase at the Haha Club with friends and family. Do you think that Yumi is going to be at that special stand-up showcase? Do you think that she's gonna bring her friends and family? I don't think so. And do you think that, but more importantly, do you think that Yumi will, do you think that Yumi will be caught before she even does a special showcase? What do you think? And let's see. So, at the Haha Club, they begin to work on improvisation. Sorry, I always forget this. Improv comedy. And so, I'm not really going to explain this because we've already read it. But mostly, my question is, do you think that you would be able to do this? No. I mean, I can think on the top of my head. From the top of my head, I can just blurt out stuff. But mostly, it just doesn't work for me with comedy. I need good material, and I need patience and thought before I actually form some good jokes. And do you think that Yumi, do you think that she's going to be able to stand going up on the stage and doing improv comedy, or do you think that she's not? Do you think that she's gonna chicken out? If you had been Yumi, do you think you would have been able to do it? I would be super nervous, but I mean, I don't think that I would be that panicked. Here's the strange thing. I'm really good at, acting out and just being myself with friends. But whenever I'm with like family, sometimes it's just like I'm suddenly frozen. It's like, I should be more dependent on family than with like, random people. I'm not random people, I guess friends, but still. It's just strange. I think it's because, my family, and this means this doesn't just include my, like my family, my mom, dad, also like, uncles, aunts, etc. Right? Cousins, I guess. It's just, family, like you're connected. So like, if you mess up grandly, they're gonna know that for like the rest of your life, for the rest of their lives, and you're connected to them. But with random people, you mess up, they're probably gonna forget your face in like 2 weeks. So that's pretty much okay. Also, you depend on your family more, and if you mess up on your family more, it's there's a bigger impact than if you just mess up in front of friends. At least to me. Of course, it depends on every situation. Still, do you think that you would, for the road trip, improv comedy session, would you want to do angry, hungry, or scared? I want to do hungry because I'm really good at acting hungry. Now, what did you think when you read the improv comedy? Were you laughing? Were you just like, or you're like, you call that comedy? How are you acting when you read that? I do think that there is some room for improvement, but I did enjoy it overall. And if you had been Yumi, right? Yumi was like, I'm scared, right? That's what she says. I have to say, compared with Sienna or Felipe, it isn't very impressive, right? And so, do you think that Yumi will be able to? Do you think that Yumi will be able to do anything like this? Do you think she'll be able to be good at stand-up comedy if she is afraid of speaking publicly? And that's one thing. Like, there's a lot of hurdles to Yumi's dream, right? But do you think that her fear of public speaking is one of them, and do you think she'll be able to overcome it or not? And if you had been Yumi, would you be super, super embarrassed? Would you be excited for your chance? How would you be feeling as people started to clap to you? And how would you be feeling when you started in the first place? And do you think that the second time around they'll be better? How are you feeling? I had a feeling that it would be better, and sure enough, it was. Right now, this time, how did you feel? How were you when you were reading it? I was actually smiling, right? And if I hadn't been in the middle of a serious, if I hadn't been in the middle of a conversation with somebody else, yes, I read books while I'm talking, because, I would have laughed a bit. But of course, I was doing other stuff while doing it, and there were other people around me, so I was like, oh, well, I won't laugh. Anyway, do you think that Felipe and Sienna are going to be Yumi's lifelong friends, or do you think that their relationship is going to be cut short? When do you think that they're going to find out that Yumi doesn't really belong at the Haha Club? And if so, do you think they're going to stop being friends with her, or do you think they're going to understand? And then and then Yumi learns about PAMS, or the Performing Arts Magnet School, right? And if you had been Yumi, would you have been like, I need to go there, not Winston? PAMS is the right school for me. Or would you be like, gulp, performing arts? No way. And think about this in Yumi's eyes, she actually gets into a place where she fits in with people, where she has friends. And performing arts is pretty cool, and there is a comedy department. If you have been Yumi, would you have joined? Definitely. And then Sienna says that her parents are the masterminds behind the Dark Squad trilogy, right? Now, if you have been Sienna, do you think that you would be the type of person who would just walk up to anybody and be like, hey man, I am the daughter of the best filmmakers in the world? Or would you be the person who would try to hide it? Well, I don't think I would just be like, hey man, but I do think that I think that, that's something to brag about. That's definitely something to brag about. I don't think I would at least try to hide it. I wouldn't want to use it for leverage every single time. But being the kid of the Dark Squad people is really helpful when you try to make friends. You can just be like, hey everybody, I am the Dark Squad masterminds, awesome daughter, and they're like, oh, really? I want to become your friend, right? So there are some advantages, but Sienna doesn't really seem enthusiastic about that. Why do you think so? What could be some reasons? Well, I've read a lot of books, and I've now understood that kids aren't always happy, even if their parents are well going, right? They want their parents to spend time with them, to be nice. Maybe Sienna's parents lack that, or maybe she doesn't want to be stared at. Maybe she wants to be a normal kid. What do you think? And Sienna and Felipe are both like, you need to come to Pam's, right? And I know that Yumi wants to go, but do you think that she will be able to go? I mean, her parents are like, you need to go to Winston for good grades, for good colleges, for good graduate schools, and good law schools, and good medical schools, and good jobs. So do you think that Yumi will be able to convince them to audition and to send her to Pam's? Because I do not think that she'll be able to sneak into Pam's every single day like she did with the Haha Club, right? And if you had been Yumi, would you be like, okay, I'm gonna convince my parents to send me to Pam's? Or would you be like, I give up, it's not gonna work anyway? I'm gonna try to convince them, but do you think that Yumi's parents are going to listen to reason, or do you think they're just gonna shake their head? I have a bad feeling that they're gonna shake their head. And now Yumi decides that she has a plan. So this is the plan. First, there's a nursing home field trip, then the camp showcase, then the last day of Hagwon, and then the SSAT at Winston, and finally the PAMS audition. Here it is. Okay, let's continue. So, chapter 10, right? Do you think that Yumi's parents will be able to find new workers for the restaurant, or do you think that's going to be impossible? And if so, do you think Yumi's going to have to work her butt off every single night at Dinner Rush? And yeah, do you think they're gonna have to close down the restaurant, or make cuts, or move into a smaller place? What do you think? Also, do you think that Yumi will be able to survive do you think that Yumi will be able to survive another year at Winston? Because, I just remembered that because she had this joke about PE class, and I was telling like, oh yeah, Winston, right? So do you think she'll be able to stand another year at Winston? And if so, do you think she'll have any chance of making friends there? No, she needs to be with the people that are like her, who enjoy comedy and performing arts, and those people are going to be found at Pam's. So And so, once again, Yuri is here, right? Why do you think that she's coming every single day? Like, do you think that there's a reason that she's coming every single day? I mean, like, this is unlike her, right? I mean, even Yumi is surprised. She's like, why are you here every single time? Do you think that something's wrong? Or do you think that Yuri just wants to help? What do you think? And why do you think that she's acting so strange, right? Like, she's a bit grumpy she's grumpy at times. Like, for example, quote, she shoots me a look of death and sits at the computer, unquote. And then there's also this time when, she was talking about following passions, which is sort of un-Yuri-like. So what do you think is happening to her? Do you think that something happened to her? And if so, what? I'm not very sure, but that whole talking about passions and school stuff and, and she's sort of sensitive about it, I think that something's going wrong in her school life. Especially because she's coming home so often after, she just kept on, after, a long time of not coming. And so, do you think that Yuri, she made some calculations and she realized that they're not making enough money, right? And do you think that their restaurant will be able to pull through, or do you think that's not going to happen at all? And then their dad decides that he has a really good idea, right? Now, do you have a lot of groundbreaking ideas? And if so, do you think they're good, or do you think that they're just like that? And do you think that Dad's idea will be able to push the entire business around, or do you think it's not going to do anything at all? I have a bad feeling, but with all of their failures, I think that this is just going to be another bad failure. Anyway, this idea was to make a karaoke stage for entertainment. Do you think that's going to work? Not really. I mean, these days, there isn't a lot of places where people do karaoke, and I wouldn't be too embarrassed to go up there and do karaoke. So, yeah, I don't think that a lot of people will. I don't think that this wildfire, this flame will catch on. Or do you think that it will? And if so, do you think this could be the turning point for the restaurant, or do you think it's only going to help profits only a little bit and not by much? And then Yuri drops the bomb. She dropped out of med school. Now, if you had been Yumi, what would you think? What do you think about this? Well, and do you think that this makes sense? It definitely does. She's following her passions, and she doesn't want to become a doctor, right? And when Yumi joked, about, are you still in med school? She was very angry. And this also explains her frequent trips back to that restaurant, right? She isn't going to school anymore, so she doesn't have any responsibilities or assignments. And how did you think that their parents were going to take it? I knew that they would be furious, right? They're always nagging Yumi about going to Hagwon and going to Winston, but dropping out of medical school, I'm pretty sure would be heartbreaking for them. But what do you think that Yuri really wants to do? And she was a really good student, right? She was a very good student at Hagwon. She skipped 2 grades. She was really popular, and she's the youngest student at medical school. So do you think that she'll be able to use that talent for something else, or do you think that it's gonna all go to waste? What do you think? And now, if you had been Yuri's parents, how would you have reacted? I'm pretty sure if I had been Yuri's parents, I would be like, what? Are you serious? Faint. And then after that, I will be really angry. I mean, it's not like I don't want my kid to follow their passions. It's just that, they had a really good opportunity. They worked really hard for it. And to see them quit, that's sort of heartbreaking, right? And even if that's not it, right? if she wants to do the thing that she wants to do, then she should do it. But still, I mean, every parent, if they're a good parent, they all want their kids to be financially stable, right? They want the roof over their kids' heads, right? They want their kids to support themselves. So I think that it would be a bit heartbreaking. And so, if you have been Yuri, would you be too afraid to tell your parents, or would you just be like, I'm not gonna go to medical school, and that's that? Or do you think that you'll be too afraid and you would just hide it? Well, if I had to say it, I would say it quickly, because drawing it out just makes the entire process even more painful. And then Yuri admits that she's working at Starbucks, right? And then her mom is like, she looks like she's gonna have a heart attack. I don't think that it would be very helpful. I don't think that it would be very nice to hear that their kid went from a really successful medical student to a Starbucks employee. No offense to Starbucks people. And then Yuri decides to join the Peace Corps. By now, was your brain exploding, or were you like, this all just makes sense? I was totally predicting this. My brain was exploding. Well, not that much. I did expect that Yuri did have troubles at school. That much I did predict, but I did not predict anything else. And if you had been Yuri, so Yuri is following her passion, right? She's joined the Peace Corps, and do you think that this is going to be really good for her? Do you think that she'll be able to find her way in life because of this, or do you think that she's wasting her life? Just like I'm pretty sure that her father and mother think of it like that. So what do you think? And if you've been Yumi, would you be really surprised, and would you be angry at your sister? Would you be happy for your sister? What do you think? I think I would be just really shocked, but I think at the same time I would be a bit happy for her. And I would also be happy that, she had a revolution, right? She was like, I'm not going to get kicked around anymore. It's my life, and I am in control of my life. So I'm not going to go to medical school, and that's that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I would be sort of happy for her. Though I would not tell my parents, because they will probably already be really angry. And how did you think that their parents were going to handle it? Do you think that they will be super angry? Do you think they're going to force Yuri to go back into medical school? What job do you think that Yuri will eventually end up with? And what's the biggest family drama that you've ever had? And does it relate to and is it as big as this I'm quitting medical school dilemma? No. And so do you think that Yuri, I'm sorry, I'm always mixing up Yumi and Yuri. They just sound so much the same, right? Except for just one letter. They're the same. So who is your favorite BTS member? Because Jennie and Yumi are discussing it, right? Yumi is Team Jungkook, and Jennie is Team J-Hope. So do you think that Jennie, right? So she's again a vegan. Do you think that this is going to last long, or do you think that her mom is not going to accept it at all? So just then, Yumi notices Felipe, and then we realize that Jennie knows Felipe. So were you reading, when you were reading, were you like, oh, this is great, a friendship reunion, or were you panicking, just like Yumi? I was panicking, because I knew that I knew that Ginny would be thinking of Yumi as Yumi, Felipe would call Yumi K. There'll be a lot of troubles, right? And do you think that Yumi will be able to keep the truth from going out, to keep the cat in the bag so that it doesn't go back, it doesn't going to go out? Or do you think that it's going to be too late? And then, were you surprised when Felipe knew Ginny? I was very surprised, but then again, I was already super surprised, so this wasn't a huge development for me. And if you had been Yumi, would you just be like, okay, I need to explain this? Or would you be like, I need to go, I need to get out of here? What type of person are you? And then Yumi pretends to spill boba all over her shirt, right? And the crisis is averted. But do you think it's always going to be like that? Do you think that Ginny and Felipe are now suspicious? And by the end of the book, do you think that they're gonna know? Yes, I do think that they're gonna know. And when do you think that crisis will finally happen? Well, we're gonna have to find out next time. I hope that you enjoyed these 3 chapters in Stand Up Yumi Chung by Jessica Kim. If you want to read more Jessica Kim books, then check out. Oh, sorry, this is my Kindle e-reader, but of course on it there's Make a Move Sunny Park, which is an amazing book. And here's a big surprise I got. Sunny is actually Yumi's cousin. Wow. So I hope that you enjoy this book. Well, of course, Make a Move Sunny Park. And I'll see you next time for more videos about books and other things. To keep on your reading list is Top Story by Kelly Yang, which is Front Desk 5, meaning that you should read the entire Front Desk series. I'm also going to start talking more about Stand Up Yumi Chung. I'm going to keep on talking about that, and of course, Make a Move Sunny Park. I hope that you have a great day. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and keep reading.